The Great Wall of China is a series of fortifications that were built across the historical northern borders of ancient Chinese states and Imperial China as protection against various nomadic groups from the Eurasian Steppe. Several walls were built from as early as the 7th century BC, with selective stretches later joined together by Qin Shi Huang, 220–206 BC, the first emperor of China. Little of the Qin wall remains. Later on, many successive dynasties built and maintained multiple stretches of border walls. The most well-known sections of the wall were built by the Ming dynasty, 1368–1644. Apart from defense, other purposes of the Great Wall have included border controls, allowing the imposition of duties on goods transported along the Silk Road, regulation or encouragement of trade and the control of immigration and emigration. Furthermore, the defensive characteristics of the Great Wall were enhanced by the construction of watchtowers, troop barracks, garrison stations, signaling capabilities through the means of smoke or fire, and the fact that the path of the Great Wall also served as a transportation corridor. The frontier walls built by different dynasties have multiple courses. Collectively, they stretch from Liaodong in the east to Lop Lake in the west, from the present-day Sino-Russian border in the north to Dao River, Taohe, in the south, along an arc that roughly delineates the edge of the Mongolian steppe, spanning over 20,000 kilometers, 12,000 miles in total. Today, the defensive system of the Great Wall is generally recognized as one of the most impressive architectural feats in history. The history of the Great Wall of China began when fortifications built by various states during the spring and autumn, 771 to 476 BC, 1, and Warring States periods, 475 to 221 BC, were connected by the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, to protect his newly founded Qin dynasty, 221 to 206 BC, against incursions by nomads from Inner Asia. The walls were built of rammed earth, constructed using forced labor, and by 212 BC ran from Gansu to the coast of southern Manchuria. Later dynasties adopted different policies towards northern frontier defense. The Han, 202 BC to 220 AD, the Northern Qi, 550 to 574, the Jurchen Jin, 1115 to 1234, and particularly the Ming, 1369 to 1644, were among those that rebuilt, remanned, and expanded the walls, although they rarely followed Qin's routes. The Han extended the fortifications furthest to the west. The Qi built about 1,600 kilometers, 990 miles, of new walls, while the Sui mobilized over 1 million men in their wall-building efforts. Conversely, the Tang, 618 to 907, the Song, 960–1279, the Yuan, 1271 to 1368, and the Qing, 1644 to 1911, mostly did not build frontier walls, instead opting for other solutions to the Inner Asian threat like military campaigning and diplomacy. Although a useful deterrent against raids, at several points throughout its history the Great Wall failed to stop enemies, including in 1644 when the Manchu Qing marched through the gates of Shanhai Pass and replaced the most ardent of the wall-building dynasties, the Ming, as rulers of China. The Great Wall of China visible today largely dates from the Ming dynasty, as they rebuilt much of the wall in stone and brick, often extending its line through challenging terrain. Some sections remain in relatively good condition or have been renovated, while others have been damaged or destroyed for ideological reasons, deconstructed for their building materials, or lost due to the ravages of time. For long an object of fascination for foreigners, the wall is now a revered national symbol and a popular tourist destination.